profit, move into altcoins.
Take a little bit of that money and go move it somewhere where you can degen.
ETH has always been considered an altcoin. Do you see? I mean, it's kind of now changing. It's not going to be an altcoin anymore, is it?
Yeah. Okay. So the term altcoin comes from years ago. It was Bitcoin and everything else. That was the balance. It was Bitcoin is the premier asset and everything else is a shitcoin. And it was, oh, well, it's an altcoin because we have to be nice, whatever. But they're called shitcoins. So ETH has proven itself to be a premier asset. It has proven itself to be capable of things that Bitcoin isn't capable of. Okay. It uses the virtual world computer, the EVM. You have the capability to have things like contracts that run code to take actions that are literally on the blockchain. This is something that people will tell you that Bitcoin can do it, but show me a smart contract that's running in Bitcoin right now. It's not like that. It's much more difficult thing. Whereas I can go get a generic contract, smart contract that's in EVM. I can make some changes to it and I can implement it and I can make my own smart contract and load it onto the blockchain. Right. Okay. On ETH. And so that allows a lot more activities and things to go on, but the rest of the coins are still altcoins.
Everything below ETH, everything else on the top 10 other than stable coins, right?
Yeah, well, so stable coins are like a unique category, just kind of like meme coins are like a side category, right? You have a stable coin is supposed to represent some real world asset, a fiat currency. So if it's a stable coin tied to the British pound, then one of that stable coin represents one British pound while it's pegged. Okay. So those don't really, they're not like altcoins. They're specific use coin.
So let's take those out of this category then. We're looking back at the altcoins. We're going to be talking the big ones, right? Solana is coming up. Well, first of all, we're talking ETH is like kind of the second player here in this game. And this is before the ETH ETF comes out, which is going to pump that like crazy.
ETH is going to pump, but ETH is a $430+ billion market right now.
It's not that much. Well, I mean, compared to
Bitcoin,
other big markets.
Bitcoin is 1,300 billion and ETH is at 400 billion plus.
Right.
So ETH is about a third of the market cap of Bitcoin, but who's the next one down? The next one down is 89 billion.
If we have a flippening and ETH has a bigger market cap than Bitcoin, would you call Bitcoin an altcoin?
Yeah, well, I don't think either of them is an altcoin at this point. Yeah, I think they're both premier assets in their own categories. Right. And what's going on farther down is the differentiation about what am I good at? What am I premier at? I'm an altcoin. Okay, so what am I? Maybe I'm an Oracle. Maybe I'm a place for DeFi activities. Maybe I'm a DAO or something else that is investing in, there's a lot of different
the use cases of altcoins, right? There's real use cases of altcoins. They're not all meme coins. Right? Absolutely. Right. So what would some of those use cases of altcoins before we get to the meme coins?
Okay. Well, you could look at something like
currency, like we talked about earlier.
Yeah, we were talking about currency. So something like Dash would be a currency, right? It has very quick block or finalities, so you could do something at a register.
And cheap.
It's relatively cheap to
ETH couldn't be a currency right now. There's not a chance with the
ETH is a secure ecosystem, and I see ETH as supporting other coins.
The L2s that ride on top of it?
The L2s are the ones that are getting a lot of traction now. There's plenty of ecosystem in ETH, but there are also Optimism and Arbitrum and some of the other ones that are L2s. The fees are a lot lower and there's still a lot of activity that can go on in there. So you can go into them and do activities like DeFi and not have the same kind of large fees that you would have for being on chain in ETH.